I think we grew up in below poverty level, single mom, four kids. We grew up in this situation where people were often passing judgment on me in my life and saying things like, "Oh, you'll never amount to anything because of where you're coming from," which that's so messed up. But it definitely does happen, and it was from family members. It was my mom's own sister saying things like, "Oh, you're going to end up homeless. Your mom's going to end up homeless," which we did end up homeless several times. So like those kind of things did happen. And so for me, I like, as I was growing up in this environment, I started to make these rules for myself. I mentioned earlier that I'm not an intrinsically motivated person. I'm not somebody who like naturally motivates. I have to like give myself motivating factors. So as I was a young kid dealing with this extremely traumatic situation, I started making myself a list. I started making myself a list of things that I would do because as a poor kid from the single mom, all these like really low socioeconomic status type things, they say like you'll have a lower IQ. There's just research has shown that that type of environment doesn't really give you a lot to go from. But I made these like rules for myself. I made this like list. I was like, okay, I'm going to have my family. I'm going to get my master's degree. I'm going to write a book. I'm going to buy a house. So I was kind of operating from this list. And I did go to therapy after my mom kicked me out. I ended up living with one of my best friends until I finished high school. Her mother let me live there with her. I showed up on a Tuesday night, 9 p.m. and she's like, "I've been waiting for you." She always loved me and let me stay there until I graduated high school. And then I just went on to college and I bounced around. I literally moved 17 times in 2 years. But I just stuck to my list. I stuck to my list. I met my now husband. We got married. I was still going to school. I got pregnant with my first daughter and got my bachelor's degree 4 months later. I got my second baby and my master's degree 4 months after that. So I have my pictures of myself getting my bachelor's and my master's with 4-month-old baby girls, but then I had two at the second point. And I just kept operating from that list. What's interesting though is what happened when I finished the list. I ended up getting sick. I ended up getting really, really sick. And I ended up not really knowing what was wrong with me. I had my bachelor's degree, I had my master's degree, I had my kids, I had my house, I had my husband. I had all these things that I thought that I did the list. I did the list. I should be happy now. And my body started to completely fall apart from adrenal fatigue, found out about Hashimoto's thyroiditis, celiac disease, all within about 4 months of each other. And at this point, I was 26 years old, two kids under three. And then I had become the sick mom. I had become the exact antithesis of what I had intended to be. I was in bed. The doctors were telling me medicine for the rest of my life, illness, pain. That was it. That was going to be it. And so as you can see, like from the story, from where I came from, that couldn't be it. That couldn't be it for me. So that's where my journey, like the second part of my journey kind of starts.